Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back.
It's good to see you again.
Or are we welcoming ourselves back to this?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both.
To Carmelle Corn?
Caramel corn. Just my favorite tired middle-aged woman.
Mm-hmm.
She's been up for
14 hours at least.
probably like 15 now.
Yeah. Pushing 16.
Game
maybe.
time, yeah.
So this is my look, right?
I don't think so. We're always confused about what's
Yeah.
your look.
It's very true.
Out of the two of us, you're the least committed to.
Oh, good. I used it. Blood. Oh,
Yeah.
God, we need blood vials.
Let's get back on this journey.
Mm-hmm. We've got to go. We just last killed the electric ape, and now I think it's the Forbidden Woods, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you killed the electric ape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about it. There must be higher love.
There's got to be.
Do you think it's like better love or like a heavenly love, like something spiritual? Is it a spiritual song, or is it just saying my relationship sucks?
I think what he's saying.
I think I can do better than
I've
this.
had a lot of. I've gone to the wrong place again.
I've had a lot
haven't
of
I?
quote unquote girlfriends.
Yeah, I've been with a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and none of it's really worked well for me.
So you went to the
I
always,
always
go
go to this one. That's my go-to. That's always.
That's how
my
you get your
go-to.
bearings. Yeah.
Mhm. Then once I'm there, then I know everything else. It's the key that unlocks the door.
Mm-hmm. What's the door?
The door is the game.
Sure. That
So
makes
what I
sense.
want is the Grand Cathedral. There's a lot. There's just frankly a lot of churches in this game, so it's easy to
That's definitely a theme.
get which church is which.
It's a through line
Mhm.
in the Bloodborne
Mhm.
game.
Religion.
Religion.
Uh,
Blood also. Also blood.
blood religion.
Monsters.
Blood faith.
Blood faith.
Blood faith.
Blood echoes. Blood vials. Yeah, I'm starting to realize this game is it deals with blood in a lot of different
It's
ways.
very visceral. All right.
Did you just go back to the same place again?
I didn't. That's
Okay.
the thing. It's
It looks
confusing,
very. It
right?
looks very similar. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet people watching this are screaming that it doesn't.
They're screaming.
They're screaming.
They're
They're
screaming out.
at their monitors or televisions or iOS devices or Android devices.
They could also be screaming about the Steve Winwood song.
Higher love.
Yeah, because there might. Some would say
Wow.
that that's not the best Steve Winwood song.
What is the best Steve Winwood song?
I think it actually might be the best Steve Winwood song, but I'm saying some would say.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I think Valerie's a contender.
Valerie's great.
I feel like there's a few others that I always forget, and then I'm like, oh God, that's Steve Winwood. Just like these moments of these Steve Winwood revelations that you have every like couple months. Like, oh shit, that's Steve Winwood.
I bid you farewell. May the good
What was that? It was like this oldie that everyone always forgets is Steve Winwood. It's like a classic kind of R&B, like early '70s.
Yep. The problem is I've done what everyone always does, which is forget what that is.
Exactly, and that's what we're talking about.
Yep. Steve
So-
Winwood.
Steve Winwood,
Utterly forgettable.
but also so memorable.
Exactly. And therein lies his charm.
Mm-hmm.
He's already dead. Oh, good.
Therein lies the rub. Said the bard actually said that.
Did he?
Yeah, he was like, "That's the. There you
That-
go.
There's
You know,
there's your rub.
there it is. There's your rub, idiot."
Do we have a Mel Gibson in a Shakespeare role ever?
We have Mel Gibson in Shakespearean roles.
Such as? Oh no, not not Mel Gibson playing Shakespeare himself.
No, I know what you mean. You're saying stuff that's written by Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I'm saying what we do have. I don't know the answer to that, but I'm
Okay.
saying what we do have is Mel Gibson in very Shakespearean roles that require screen gravitas,
Mm-hmm.
drama.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, "Give me back my son!
Yep.
Give me back my son!"
Classic.
That's a Shakespearean moment. Shakespeare often wrote about betrayal, murder, intrigue, politics, love, of course, and kidnapping.
Yep. A lot of kidnapping stories from Shakespeare.
I mean, yeah, they couldn't get enough of King Louis the whatever.
Yeah.
Could not get enough of Shakespeare's kidnapping tales.
There's been a lot of Louis.
Yeah, there's I know there's 14 at least.
Yeah.
There's probably when I say Louis the 15th, that also sounds correct.
Do you know that there are still gentlemen who claim to be from the Louis bloodline and don't believe that the French Revolution occurred. Like they're French Revolution deniers.
What do you? How can you deny that occurred?
I'm not certain.
That's even crazier to me than Holocaust deniers in a
Right.
way.
Because I guess I understand why someone denies the Holocaust, because I understand that racism is a thing.
Yeah, and ignorance.
Right.
And the belief in
like-
conspiracies and things
right.
like that. But the
But this
revolution
one-
was a revolution.
Yeah.
It was very
Yeah.
public.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Holocaust had some things hidden for a long
Right.
time. Which
is-
eventually became
it
very
is-
public as well.
It is easy enough to say that's terrible and I can't believe that would happen.
Yeah, like
And then-
denying it out of shock more than...
Exactly.
Yeah, but the French Revolution, yeah.
Right. I mean, it's pretty well documented.
I mean, I'll be honest, I
for a
don't
long
completely... I mean,
time.
it's just they beheaded some the
They were-
Richies. They drug them out into the square. They ate some cake. They forced cake down their throats, right? And then they beheaded
No.
them. They're like, here's your cake, and now eat it.
They were having problems. They were starving, and Marie Antoinette said, "Let them eat cake," which was an insult because they couldn't afford to make cake.
And so they made cake for this occasion, and then forced the royals to like goose feeding them, and then harvested the livers,
You
like
know
a foie gras.
that I don't know, but
Well.
that very well could be true.
Look it up.
Sure.
It's not there. You won't find it, but look it up.
I deny that the goose feeding happened in the French Revolution.
Well, then you're a fool. You're walking around with blinders to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, we're in the Forbidden Forest.
Yes.
We're just trying to get through it. I recently played this like a few days ago, and it is it's such a scatterbrained place.
It's really confusing.
There was one time in my life when I think I understood it. You know, like at the height of my prowess, of my Bloodborne prowess, I understood it. But that time is so distant. from
Well
me.
past.
Well past. Yeah.
Jeez. Ooh. Yeah. I would say it's only going slightly okay for me.
You know, it's like a professional soccer player. Maybe only 2 years ago. You know, he was at the top of his game.
Like a
She-
Pele?
Yeah, like a Pele. But you get off from that treadmill just for a couple
for a
minutes. Yeah.
And it all washes away like so much sand.
Similar to sands through an hourglass.
Mm-hmm.
That's from what is that?
Days of Our
Days
Lives.
of Our Lives, yeah. So are the Days of Our Lives.
Mhm.
Like sands through the hourglass.
So are the days of our lives.
What a great intro. I mean, just so ambitious, and then the show starts.
And
you're
then
like,
it's
what?
not great.
I thought this was going to be much more of
Right. I thought it was going to be like a taut drama
Yeah.
as opposed to
just
a
some
man
idiots in a room.
hypnotizing someone else or whatever the hell happened. My sister used to watch the show, so I've seen portions of it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I used to watch. That's the one I watched the most. Like, as a kid, I would be home from school or whatever, and I would watch it in the mornings.
It was right in that prime slot.
Oh yeah, it was real prime.
Real
And
prime.
I remember there was a lot of
Daytime
nonsense. I think at
drama.
one point there was like a mirror that became a portal or something. Like they did actual science fiction at some point.
You're not thinking of Passions, are you?
No, I'm not. I never once watched Passions. Don't even bring that up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was a thing for you. I didn't know it was a sore spot.
It's okay. Let's just
All right, we'll
let's just
move
move on.
No big deal.
Everyone has their buttons, Greg.
It's true. I didn't mean to push.
Unfortunately, yours is a literal button at the base of your spine.
Yep.
Just you go right off.
Yep. That's why you don't push that button.
Oh
Wow. Well. Yep. I can get back there real easy though. That's the kicker.
He just looked at me. For anybody listening, he just looked right at me and said, "I can get right back there." And he had conviction.
I had real conviction.
But the thing about Greg is he always has conviction,
It's true.
which is a big strength. But also,
But I lose it all when it counts for certain things. That's just how I work.
Yeah.
That's just how I do it.
I usually operate out of fear.
I usually stop operating out of fear.
Yeah, exactly. I never do. And eventually it becomes muscle memory, where it doesn't matter how fearful I am. I just kind of go through it. The only way I can get good at a game is when I don't think about it.
Yeah.
And I start thinking about it, and my, the anxieties just start rushing into my head. You almost had it. You got when its elbows farther back. That's when you do it.
Sometimes I just like interrupting them. You know?
Yeah, it's just
I don't need to
playing with it.
yeah, take this.
Idiot.
Take that. Bitch, you don't like that.
You raggedy son of a bitch. It's Raggedy Man.
It's a Raggedy Man.
What's that from?
That is Beyond Thunderdome.
Ah, yeah, it's
That
Tina
is
Turner.
Tina Turner, yeah.
It's a Raggedy Man.
Yeah. And
You-
yet somehow he's still able to beat up and hog-tie children.
Well, it's not that hard, let's be honest.
That's true.
Welcome to Wednesday, you know what I mean? You gotta... I think you're not gonna have a problem with these guys once you stop underestimating them. You know, once you give them the respect they deserve, you have no problem getting through them. But you don't. You treat them like anyone else.
Right. I gotta exercise a touch of caution.
You're like a clerk at a DMV, and to you, he's just another number in line. But actually, that's the president of the United States.
That's Barack Obama.
That's actually Barack Obama, and you're treating him just like any other customer. Which I guess is why he's there. Otherwise, he wouldn't even need to be
Right.
there.
I mean, this is what I've learned. When a celebrity walks in the door and you are in a business, in a place of business, what you do is you pretend that they are just every other person. You know what I mean? That's not...
No matter what.
Right. That's not Barack Obama. That's just a man.
And so you're just as kind of curt with him as you would be with anyone
I'm
else.
just as short with him as I
Yeah.
would be anyone else.
Yeah. Pithy.
Pithy. Totally pithy.
Which reminds me, we made mulled wine
Again.
for this recording. We haven't actually tasted it yet. It's still simmering.
I'm looking forward to that, like, a lot.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. We followed a recipe. Normally I just dump some stuff in, you know, hope for the best. We used white wine and red wine, which has probably never been done before. Except for
Probably
the fact
not.
that it's a recipe that is on the web.
But that's only if people have read it online and tried it.
Uh-huh.
Which we don't know.
The person that wrote it could have just been...
Just spitballing.
Could have been a mistake. Maybe he meant red again. Like, 1 bottle of red wine, also 1 bottle of red wine.
Were there any comments? Did you read any comments?
I didn't. I don't like the read comments in general. But you're right. For recipes, it kind of makes sense. But I'm so used to comments being horribly racist or just depressing. But
or
for
just
recipes, I don't see how they could be.
Or just always.
This is a
turning
black man's mulled wine, not for me.
But always turning into a fight. That's the one that always surprises me in comments. When it's just like, here's a story about cats. And then suddenly you read the comments and 2 people have fought with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, like, because
how
the
did
comments
we-
are condensed, right? So you
Right.
see the first and then you see the last.
It's like, how did we get here?
And the last is like, guys, calm down. And you're like,
I don't
wait,
think
what?
this is needed, guys. No, of course it's not needed. What does...
Let's not get personal.
God, there's a
It's
bag
just a
now.
recipe for mulled wine. All right, treat him with the respect you deserve. And it'll be fine.
Let me do one of those things.
That thing's a joke.
Yep. Come and get me. Come at me.
Wait for that full extension of his... You're fine.
I just...
Just roll with it. Yeah.
I just remember what happened last time, and we don't need a repeat.
I don't think we're going to get one.
Thank God.
I can see the way you bob and weave.
He's got really a lot of health.
Look at that. Look at
Getting
that.
it again.
Yeah, you are. There we go. Dad's home. I heard Dad's truck pulling up. And
Do you
it's...
think he brought us anything?
I mean, I hope he brought dinner, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Super hungry.
Yeah.
Didn't light that barrel.
He brought home the bacon, and now he's frying it in a pan. Can you believe it?
It's weird.
Well, what else are you going to do with it? I guess you could make a roulade out of it, wrap something with it.
You can make toast soup.
What the fuck is
I
toast
just heard
soup?
about toast soup today. It's a soup made from toast, and it's got some bacon in it. And,
Like it tastes of toast.
no, you take about 6 pieces of sourdough bread and you burn it. And then you add in, like, other stuff that is typically in soup.
Like a
Spices,
stock of some
herbs.
kind?
Yeah. Maybe some cream, maybe? I'm trying to think.
Well, you want to have some kind of base for any soup.
Right,
like
right.
vegetable stock or
Yeah,
chicken stock.
there's got to be. I was just so perplexed that there was bacon and toast in a soup.
That's a great idea, though.
It seemed like it
Because
would be great.
I like, yeah, everyone likes that kind of hard edge to a toast. It's like almost burned. You know, it's like you're just pushing it right to the edge.
Right to the
And then
edge.
you back off just a little bit.
Get
and
that.
And that's toast.
Get that sweet Maillard reaction.
Sorry?
That's what browns think? But I guess that's meat.
Like a caramelization type of thing?
Yeah, kind of. But
that's
it's
not
more
the same
about
thing
like
with
the
toast.
searing.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's not toast.
I'm going to leave you to this. I'm going to check the
Check wine. Check that wine. All right. So now I'm going to go back to the poison world. Oh, God, not before I run into a fire for some reason. Wow. But I wanted to have some more blood vials before that happened. Because this place is a living nightmare. I like that it's a staple for these games to have a poison world, but I was upset by the size of this one. I really wanted it to be bigger, but I guess maybe that's the Nightmare of, the Nightmare Frontier is a bit like that, and that's just a real nightmare. Just not a place for people. I never remember where things are located. Who needs antidotes? Ooh. Think about it. That's Steve Winwood classic. This guy loves singing and making wine, which you might not be able to pick up on your end, but trust me, it's heavenly. Love. So I think I'm going to take this. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to give you my unbiased response to this mulled wine. We've got to do it at some point. It's very hard to get it around the microphone. So we're going to give that a second go. It's got a nice bite. It's got a nice bite. It's got a pleasant bite. And the smokiness, I think. Reminiscent of breathing in a fire. Smoke of a fire.
Well, that was one unforgettable fire.
That was one unforgettable fire. You too. Both of you.
What's the song off that one? What's the one? You know, what's the hit?
I mean, they had Pride on there.
I don't know. How's that one go?
In the name of love.
One more!
In the name of love.
All right, yeah.
But not the traditional version that you know. That's from Rattle and Hum. And then they had Bad, which I'm sure you've heard, but is one of their long, kind of windy tracks.
And I'm bad.
Not quite
But I'm not good enough for you. I'm bad. I want to see this whole thing through because I'm bad.
Yeah, you've got it. I think The Unforgettable Fire may be the song you're thinking of.
It's not, but I think it's probably the one you did, the Pride or whatever. Unforgettable Fire is a good song, but it's not like a hit. It's not one that you hear. Yeah.
And they didn't. I would say that hits were not. That was not a hits
That was not their
album.
hit period. Yeah.
It was not a hits album. There's a couple on the earlier works.
Welcome home.
U2 is similar to me, which probably insulting to a lot of people. But U2 to me is like the
How's
Eagles.
this look to you?
Oh, sorry.
2 more in endurance.
Yeah, we're gonna get up to 20. Yeah. U2 to me is like the Eagles. Like, I love a lot of their songs in some to some degree, in some way, but I don't know if I'd list them as like they're kind of a guilty pleasure, especially the earlier songs. But I feel like they just became ridiculous after a while.
Yeah.
Like I can't get through the image because the image of them is so strong and ridiculous.
Yeah. And it really is a shame because they really did some interesting stuff and some good stuff, but they really shit all over themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
They shit the dog. I mean, the bed. They shit the bed.
They shit the dog.
They shit the dog.
They shit the dog. Do you wanna hop on this thing?
Yeah, sure. What, did you do anything?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I went through Poison World, opened up a shortcut that may or may not be necessary. We went up a couple of levels. I got some white church garb, so feel free to check that out as you are planning your Carmelle corn.
Their black attire is synonymous with fear and that particular yarn of madness.
Mm-hmm. Particular
and
yarn
that
of madness.
particular yarn of madness that we all know and love.
We've come to adore.
Okay. So first of all,
ready.
I gotta be my Carmelle. Oh, that's already should already be equipped, right?
Yep.
Yep.
We've got all of that.
But I don't want the blunder. Oh, but we don't have the other one up. So never mind.
There's no other weapon
I
we've
use
got.
that goddamn blunderbuss like an idiot. I'm a Grey Wolfman, I believe.
I think so.
I will go.
But I mean, feel free to experiment.
Yeah, I like to just get it, stick with it. You know.
Sure.
I thought I was. No, I'm Hunter, right?
I think so. One of the. I think so.
Yeah, it looks like
That
that.
looks
Looks like
about
my
right.
Carmelle. Yeah. Stick with the shard gloves. Let's continue.
And get your weapon out.
I look really colonial, which I like.
Yeah.
How do I change this one? Nope.
Nope.
This one?
It's as though.
Nope.
It's as though. You just gave us 5 more bullets. Great.
Great. Which button? Just tell me which button.
To the right directional button.
Okay. The issue is I know what you're going to say. It's like every time I do this.
Every time.
But